So here we are in 2020, and I'm finishing. I have to. I'm getting tired. I need to finish school because pretty soon I won't be able to handle it. I mean, I can barely handle it now, but pretty soon I really won't be able to handle it. So I have to finish this year, and I will finish this year. Not sure where the money's coming from, but I'm gonna finish this year. Anyways, I've just been reflecting a lot about all the things that I coulda, shoulda, woulda done, and I feel like the closer I get to finishing up, the harder these weigh on me. So I just kind of wanted to say them out loud. And if you're a senior in high school, or junior in high school, or you're not even in high school, or you're a freshman in college, just keep these things in mind. If you're a freshman in college, this is kind of gonna be like, but just think, okay? And you've probably already had these thoughts if you are a student in college. My first thing that keeps popping into my head is regret, in the form of regret in the school that I went to. I'm at FGCU because my mom wanted me to go to FGCU, so I went to FGCU. When she first said it, when the pastors first said it to me when I was a sophomore, they're like, you should go to FGCU, blah, blah, blah. And my parents even hung over me saying, we'll buy you a car if you go to FGCU. And I didn't choose FGCU. I went away for a year, but it was necessary, and I'll never regret going to Flagler. It was a choice that I made because I wanted to get away, and I got away for a year, but then I came back, which is fine because it was really good and I learned a lot, and I was glad that I could bring back what I learned and apply it to my life here. But FGCU, I picked because of my mom. And I don't like FGCU, and I've never liked FGCU, but I'm going to be getting that degree from FGCU. I mean, I have to at this point. But I wish that I had went to SEU, Southeastern University. I think I would have been amazing over there. And I totally would have went and got a degree in worship because if you know me, you just know that's what I would have done. And I feel like I would have had a great time, but I also feel like I never would have returned to Naples if I went to SEU. USF, I wish I went there too, or University of Tampa. Not actually so much University of Tampa, more USF. University of South Florida. You know what? We say all these acronyms. Do we actually know what they stand for? Anyways, I wish I went there. I wish that I went to school there because then I would have been closest to my close to my older sister, and I would have had more time to spend with my niece, my oldest niece, and I think it would have been really fun. I know my mom thinks that I would not have gotten anything done, and neither would my sister, apparently. We would have both been distracting each other and not gotten anything done, but I think it would have been a good time. It would have been another city that I've never lived in before, plus it wouldn't have been too far. I would have gone to do so many fun things with my sister, like I would have gone to concerts, and I probably would know Busch Garden like the back of my hand, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it solely because my mother said no. And I don't want anyone to feel like you have to pick things because your parents tell you to, especially if they're not paying for it. You just have to understand, what are you gonna lose? If your parents threaten to cut you off because you want to go to such and such school, first of all, there's a lot of things to be evaluated, but also if your parents say, oh, you can only go to this school because that's all I'm approving, okay, if they're only approving that, make a plan. How are you gonna get out of there? How are you gonna get out of going there? Or how are you going to leave there once you're done? Maybe you could do 2 years and then transfer out once you have all your stuff squared away and you can make it happen how you need to make it happen. But never ever make a choice simply because your parents. When it comes down to college, it's just kind of a bit of a big, serious choice that no one seems to think like, okay, I'm going to be kind of a young adult when I'm done with this, because right now in this moment where I'm 17 or 18 about to sign away my life to a school supposedly for 4 years, it's a big decision, and I don't think people realize that. And I think sometimes parents think it's such a big decision that they have to be the ones to hold on and say, this is where you're going because I don't want you to go off and get into problems and then get into trouble. Like, I think parents should give themselves a little bit of credit. I think they should think, I didn't raise a demon or a monster or an idiot. They can go off maybe. If they can't, like if you really are that concerned, then you should be concerned. But the whole idea that you can't go to a school because your mom or your dad said no is just kind of weak sauce, especially if they don't have a good explanation. And if they say it's because it's too far, pish posh. I could have been at the University of Liverpool. Of course, I was only going to go there because of the psych program, so maybe it's a good thing that I didn't apply. Who knows? I'll never know. I didn't go. And also, Liverpool is in England, so my mom definitely said no, but whatever. I just wish I didn't pick FGCU because simply my mom said go to FGCU, when there were plenty of schools that I was accepted to that were great choices. Another thing that I regret is not taking classes that I enjoy. I fully, totally stuck to only what was required up until honestly up until last semester, kind of this semester. I'm letting go a little bit more. I wish I took more literature classes. I've always wanted to take American literature and I never took it because there wasn't space for it in the plan because I was a psych major. And I think that's the beauty of being an integrated studies major, is you can take what you want, but at the same time, it's so late in my college career that I'm doing this. I'm practically done. I still have some things that I have to make sure they meet certain requirements, or the classes, it just didn't work out for me to take the literature classes that I wanted to take, but it's mostly because I spent all my time taking all these psych courses. I never took a chance. Also, FGCU has a bunch of random classes you have to take, which also wasted my course loads and stuff like that, which isn't fair, but that's the truth. I wish I took a film studies class because I actually am interested in film, and I can only encourage myself to go watch so many old stuff, but I like to take the time and take films apart and cut them down and really think about what is the film saying, why did the director choose to do this, and stuff like that. I'm interested in that kind of stuff, and I never took a film studies class. I never took sign language, even though I've wanted to take it ever since I stepped foot on a college campus. Never did it. Regrets that I have. I guess my last thing that I'm going to say as a regret, even though I've only really named two, I regret not taking better care of myself before I had actual bills. I am now in that stage of my life where I have to work because I have a car note and I have car insurance. My car is my biggest priority. I have to make sure I keep working so I can pay for my stuff. But before I had a car note, I wish I didn't spend all my time working, because if I had spent less time working, I could have probably had a normal college life and actually made more friends and spent more time having fun instead of always basically being business. I wish I had not taken so much time to just be working all the time. I let that happen. That was my choice because I kept thinking, I'm gonna need money for this, I'm gonna need money for that, and hey, I've never been without, but now I'm in this position where I have to keep working, and I always have to keep working. And it has also stopped me from just spending time with people, even my family sometimes, just because I'm too tired from working. I wish I didn't do that to myself. I wish I allowed myself to be a young college kid and have fun, and sometimes be broke. That's just part of the experience. But I didn't let myself do that because I just focused on working a bit too much, which I'm gonna blame my parents for that habit. I picked that up from them, working nonstop. For what reason? I didn't have real bills or stuff like that. All I had was my Netflix when I started college, and even that, my older sister took the Netflix and started paying for it for me, so it just didn't make sense that I kept I need a job. No, you didn't need a job. You made it like you needed a job. And then now I'm always, trying to figure out the work-school balance, and hopefully that won't be a problem for much longer. But I know one day I want to go for my master's, and I'm sure I'll graduate with my bachelor's and then be like, what, let me just do it now so that I don't get bored or slow. I don't know. But those are just some things that have been on my mind. I am about to actually go somewhere, and I'm about to go study too. It's like some more, not quite. I just wanted to round out my stuff for school, but these are my thoughts as I go into the spring semester, and I wanted to share them. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, where you're like persistent and constantly like thinking about like how is this gonna be impacting my future, and what do I need to do to make sure that I have a successful future. And do you ever struggle with the thoughts of like, are your parents going to be proud of you if you don't do this, or if you end up doing that? Like, I don't know, and just have like a million and one thoughts passing through my head right now and constantly. And I am running out of, I have like 4 minutes that I need to get ready and leave, and I'm not even completely dressed yet. So I'm just gonna leave on that note. I hope everybody has a good spring semester. I know I'm going to, and I have a lot more fears to probably address, but I'm running out of time and I have to go. Bye.